Hi, my name is Freier. I'm one of the co-founders of Nomad Atomics. We are developing atomic quantum sensors mostly and focusing on acceleration and gravity measurements. And we use those sensors to provide solutions and services for monitoring underground fluid systems like groundwater, for exploring mineral deposits under the ground, and you can even use those systems to navigate without the help of GPS. Okay. So the idea behind Nomad Atomics was to make quantum sensing, and specific our atomic quantum sensors, useful in real-world applications, in industry, and in geoscience. And this really also entailed getting to know the problems that customers in these specific industry fields had, and engineering quantum sensors and systems to address their specific problems. I'd say in the beginning, it took a while to make this mental switch in not thinking primarily about technology anymore, but thinking about what customers are really dealing with, and what problems they need help with, and where we could provide a value with the kinds of technology that we are working with. And then right after that, of course, we had to build an organization that is then equipped to not just build atomic quantum sensors, but also engineer them in a specific way that is useful for those applications and customers, and also provide additional services like data analysis and modeling. Yes. So in the beginning, we learned about, so we were university researchers, and we did this, story or path that often happens, where you are focused on your research, and then you have to make the switch of now being an entrepreneur. And for Nomad Atomics, this happened in Australia, which is probably a bit different from most, people, I guess, watching this particular video. But it's we did an incubator program that focused on getting in front of customers and thinking about the possible use cases, and then doing a lot of market research on that, rather than thinking about the technology itself. This program also included a lot of networking with mentors on, business side, and in general, and like was improving the business acumen of the researchers participating in it, which then helped us, write a business plan and get in touch with investors, which then eventually for us led to our first funding round. So this was, I would say, one of the really a really great thing for Nomad Atomics. And then when it comes to our journey here in Berlin, when we started here shortly after the funding round in Australia, we got a lot of help again from local business networks, like, for example, Berlin Partner, who helped us get in touch with the ecosystem in quantum technologies, and of course, Optic BB, and a number of others were also part of that same networking. I think it's hard to name just one or two things, but one is probably to really just be focused on the end user primarily, and not just on building the best version of what technology you have in the lab and how you could push it, like, based on your own opinion. So again, talking to customers and really finding out what they're even doing and where their problems are. And the second critical thing was to find the right people, which also took a long time, that can not just solve these problems, so have the right technical skills, but also, in combination across the whole team, build a really productive and exciting culture, because that's incredibly important as a company as well. So right after we raised some money and had some resources in the company, we were still a little bit these university researchers, and I think initially you kind of just try to do too many technical tasks yourself. Of like, even if you're an expert in a specific area, there's so much to do with running the company and organizing the whole organization, that it's just very slow if you then also want to drive the technical development. And in addition to that, when it comes to building, engineered systems, that's often not what you're really good at as a researcher in a lab. As working at a university, yeah, that's a different kind of environment than what is required if you're building a product. So I would say focus on the business, and things that you cannot outsource to other people, but find really great people in those specific domains, to get the technical stuff done. I think part of being an entrepreneur is building, obviously building an organization, and an organization is a group of people working together, which of course includes the company itself. So building that and finding great joy in building that, I think, is really important. And even beyond the company, building a network and participating in the general ecosystem is very important, because especially in the beginning, it's probably very hard to do everything yourself as a company. It's often very advantageous to partner with other institutions. And other than that, it's again understanding what customers really want, and developing a sense for what might be coming in the future and what people currently are thinking about. Starting a company is not about just the technology that you've developed or that you want to work on. You're building an organization, which is, a group of people, and you should have a clear vision for what you want that organization to stand for, and have a vision for what it's supposed to achieve. And then the technology and everything else will follow.